Good morning, Dan and Amy, and how being a business person, being an entrepreneur, particularly a successful one at a big level, is portrayed in Hollywood and in our culture. I mean, this is not a new topic. You know how Wall Street is portrayed. Gordon Gekko, Greed is Good, Matthew McConaughey, and Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, how the f*** else would you do this job? Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
There it is. That's everybody on Wall Street. Maybe in the 80s, I don't know, but no, I don't want
We'll have to call Sean from Elmwood Park.
well, he wasn't on Wall Street.
No, he was.
I don't want to buy into the caricature, but you take something that is anecdotally true and you over extrapolate it to the universe, which is unfair. That's what Hollywood does, generally speaking. Picks those that it finds sympathetic because they're sentimentalists, and promotes their stories to the exclusion of others. Sometimes they accidentally promote something they don't intend to promote. And that's the case, our next guest argues, with 1972's classic Superfly. Superfly, an homage to capitalism, according to Richard Shinder's interpretation. Richard Shinder is founding and managing partner of Theatine Partners, a financial consultancy. He joins us now. Richard, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Morning. So we're on the cusp of the 50-year anniversary of Superfly, which is a classic, but I don't think it's a classic in people's minds the way that you wrote about it as a tribute to capitalism and, frankly, as a reproach to identitarianism. It has multiple applications today.
Well, I think that's right, and I had two primary themes that I wanted to convey in the Spectator piece about Superfly. One is, as you were noting in the lead-in, that Hollywood, certainly in the modern era, seems to be incapable of casting enterprise and markets in anything other than a negative light. And while Superfly was hardly a big-budget Hollywood film, I think it's very successful in communicating capitalist themes in a cool and countercultural way, because you've got a drug dealer as a protagonist.
Right, and so develop that. I mean, just for those who haven't seen it or don't remember, develop Youngblood Priest, the protagonist, and why and how his drug dealing in the movie, as the story is told, is a tribute to capitalists, and also what to my mind, the problem it raises about just genuflecting at the altar of capitalism.
Yeah, so really, and that sort of leads into the second theme that I wanted to convey in the piece. I mean, Youngblood Priest, he's a young black man living in early 1970s New York. We don't know a lot about his background, but we can tell that he certainly, doesn't come from means, and he's got to make his own way in life. And there are these indirect allusions to growing up, fatherless and poor. But he's a cocaine dealer in a period of time where that was not only against the law as it remains, but certainly not acceptable in polite society. But he, through his own effort and his own vision, he develops a distribution network. He's looking to source increased supply and effectively push an amount of cocaine that was previously thought to be impossible through this network for one big score, so that he and his partner, Eddie, can make $1 million and get out of the game. And one of the points that comes through multiple times in the movie is that it's the only game the man left them to play. And that was that second point that I wanted to convey, which is capitalism is neither moral nor immoral. It's amoral, and it is the most effective way of allocating resources as an economic system, and it allowed this person who came from nothing to succeed through the dint of his own effort.
All right. Did they ever get out, though?
Well, they don't take the film that far. So at the end, he seems to have at least avoided harm, in the sense that his supplier, it turns out, ends up being a corrupt deputy NYPD commissioner, but they don't really tell you if he gets out. So unfortunately, like many Hollywood films, leave you hanging.
A more polished version of this story, which is based on a true story, was Denzel Washington's portrayal of Frank Lucas in American Gangster. Sort of the same thing at play here.
That's right. That very much so.
And the thing that I wanted to emphasize, just develop a little bit more, is what you said about capitalism, because we treat capitalism like it's one of the faith traditions, like Christianity or Judaism, and people not looking at capitalism as a moral system in terms of how it operates. It may be the most moral of the ways to organize an economy, and I would suggest it is, because it's based primarily on cooperation rather than coercion. So there's morality in that innate to it. But in terms of the what it produces with the efficiency it provides, well, that could be something that is very troublesome, or it could be something that is, very profound and advances the cause of humanity, or a combination of the two, which is what we normally get.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I think because, and particularly in this era where, the march of collectivism, it seems to advance unchecked, I think there is a risk of caricaturing capitalism and free markets and the attendant characteristics that come with them as a moral system. And I think the challenge in proposing markets as a form of morality is it's effectively applying it out of area. And what you find is when you attempt to apply market principles absent some other moral context, that they're really not suited to the task, and it ends up freighting commercial activity with a role that it's not meant to play. I mean, woke capitalism is a great example of that. I mean, that's not what business is for. It's not what enterprise is for. It's like I say, I don't go to an eye doctor for my arthritis. I don't look to capitalism to solve moral ills.
And so is rent seeking a bastardization of it. And so, we sort of conflate now the, since he was just on Saturday Night Live, the Elon Musks of the world with the, I don't know, the Henry Ford, or, pick your true entrepreneur, and an innovator that was done, completely privately, not based on favor from the state. And while that doesn't necessarily diminish Elon Musk's vision for certain things, it is still not the same thing when you have the state involved in your business as not having the state involved in supporting your business.
Well, and I'm so glad you brought up Elon Musk, because I think the uproar about his hosting Saturday Night Live this past weekend it's a perfect illustration of how popular culture has been long since been captured by the left, and how, as you rightly note, this rent-seeking corporatist is pilloried as this terrible human being, because God forbid he engages in commerce. And rent-seeking is something that I talk a lot about in my writing, because I think, unfortunately, because we do such a poor job of educating our children, we've raised multiple generations now who have difficulty seeing the distinction between rent-seeking big business corporatists on the one hand, and small business, individual entrepreneurs, inventors, and innovators like Youngblood Priest and Superfly. I mean, those are two very, very different things, but unfortunately, they're all sort of, covered with the same brush of business equals bad.
The other thing too about this, and Superfly, as so American Gangster too, were a departure from it, as just about every Denzel Washington movie is. And Hollywood's so unimaginative. Let me give you an example just on topic. I don't know if you saw I Care a Lot. This is the Rosamund Pike movie about the woman who builds a business of becoming guardians to seniors, and then there was a documentary about this corrupt practice, and particularly in Clark County, Nevada, where I think the movie takes place, if I'm recalling, where people are defrauding seniors. There's court proceedings where the person is not being represented. They get a doctor to declare that that person is incapacitated, doesn't have the mental acuity to manage their own affairs. And these vultures come in and essentially take people's assets out from underneath them. This is like a real problem going on in Nevada. Well, Rosamund Pike plays such a person in this movie, I Care a Lot, which was nominated for an Oscar just this past year in the recently concluded Academy Awards. And the whole mantra, her soliloquies are all about how capitalism and I get what I want, that, this bastardized cartoonish definition of capitalism. But it's just so unimaginative. It's right up there with Gordon Gekko's Greed is Good, Oliver Stone's offering of capitalism. But that's all they do, and they just rinse and repeat it in different forms. But they confuse, forget rent-seeking, they confuse outright fraud, outright theft with capitalism.
It's funny. And I've not seen that movie, but I was thinking about the piece I'd written over the weekend, and it just so happened on one of the cable stations I had on the movie from the 80s, and I'm a child of the 80s, proud member of Generation X. But you may remember Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox.
Sure.
And I was thinking about movies like that and Working Girl, and there were quite a number, along with Wall Street and the more sort of caricatured versions of finance and capitalism in the 80s. But there were also these sort of more fun and light movies like the two I just mentioned. And even there, the suit, quote unquote suits that are made out to be boorish, there's nothing heroic about any business person. To your point in the movie you were just mentioning, there's a conflation of commercial activity with fraud or fleecing. There's no notion, even when it's indirect, of, hey, business people provide a value for service. That is an intrinsically good thing. Hollywood is fundamentally incapable of even, it seems, taking a neutral position on commercial activity and enterprise.
He is Richard Shinder. He's the founder and managing partner at Theatine Partners, a financial consultancy, and his piece, Can You Dig It? Celebrating Superfly, almost 50 years, and capitalism. Very interesting piece. Richard, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
Your show keeps me alive during the week. There's nobody I'd rather listen to between 5 and 9 in the morning than you guys.
On AM 560, The Answer.
It's David Hochberg of Team Hochberg. For the past 20 years, I've built my business helping first responders and medical professionals with their mortgages, and I wanted to do more than just say thank you. Every week, Team Hochberg recognizes first responders and medical professionals for keeping us safe and healthy. This week, Team Hochberg is recognizing Police Chief Steve Heron, Deputy Chief Sean Kustra, as well as the 31 police officers and 10 civilian support staff of the Roselle Police Department. Team Hochberg purchased lunch and dinner from Italian Pizza Kitchen in Roselle, owned by John Ciana. First responders and medical professionals deserve our appreciation, and family-owned businesses need our support. If you can afford to do so, please purchase lunch from a family-owned restaurant for your local police and fire department, as well as medical professionals. If you have mortgage questions, please call me at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. That number again is 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. Homesite Financial Equal Housing Lender, MLS 1124061.
All right, you've heard of the company Turnkey IT, and guess what? They're turning a new chapter in their business. Turnkey Consulting, yes, Turnkey Consulting, came out of a real need for so many small businesses looking for help to grow their business beyond just networking systems. Turnkey's team of consulting experts have decades of real-world experience in both corporate and small businesses. Folks, they really know how to make an immediate impact to drive your company forward, no matter the size or industry. In just 2 weeks, you can have a new insight into making 2021 your company's best year ever. So get started with Turnkey's Opportunity Scorecard. It's half off right now. And that Opportunity Scorecard provides a thorough analysis of your business, its systems, its offering, and most importantly, a roadmap to greater profits. Again, that Opportunity Scorecard half off. So visit turnkey.pro today to schedule an appointment. That's turnkey.pro.
Did you know regular routine maintenance on your roof is as important as changing the oil in your car? Without regularly scheduled maintenance, your roof system will begin to break down, costing you money sooner than you think. Protect your investment with a roof maintenance plan from Waukegan Roofing. A Waukegan Roofing roof maintenance plan will help extend the expected service life of a new or existing roof system, will satisfy manufacturer and warranty requirements for regular inspections and maintenance, will identify problem areas and provide real-time solutions before they become big-ticket items. Oh, and it will give you peace of mind. It's time for protection and peace of mind with a roof maintenance plan from Waukegan Roofing, because every building needs an exceptional mechanic for the roof. Call Waukegan Roofing today at 877-ROOF-201. That's 877-ROOF-201. Or visit us online at waukeganroofing.com. That's waukeganroofing.com. Waukegan Roofing, installing roofs you can rely on since 1914.
Illinois licensee 104000761.
Don't wait until the summer when you can lose those pandemic pounds this spring. With NJ Diet, it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds. Now with a location in Skokie, NJ Diet's program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen and genetically assess over 50 different metabolic factors to help you keep the weight off and stay healthy for the rest of your life. Don't want to do it alone? NJ Diet is with you every step of the way to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is all natural, no shots, no hormones, and no surgery. Located in Skokie or from home with live online video consultations. Visit njdiet.com or call 855-5NJ-DIET. That's 855-5NJ-DIET. Go to njdiet.com and lose the weight for good. Gentlemen, make your health a priority with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They exclusively specialize in men's wellness and follow strict medical guidelines for your health and safety. They're one of the leading men's medical providers in the country. Low T Center has reinvented the doctor's visit, making it quick and easy to get all of your levels checked, not just your testosterone. It starts with an annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive